When there are more women in leadership, businesses are more productive and more profitable. The Pacific Private Sector Development Initiative's Leadership Matters report collected and analysed women's business leadership data from almost 300 organisations across the Asian Development Bank's 14 Pacific developing member countries. In Papua New Guinea, Leadership Matters sampled 50 organisations. Women held just 4% of board chair positions in PNG, below the regional average of 11%, and made up 19% of directors. Only 2 of the 44 CEO positions in the PNG sample were held by women. Government, development partners and the private sector discussed these findings at a Leadership Matters roundtable in Port Moresby in April 2022, co-hosted by the Papua New Guinea Business Coalition for Women and the Papua New Guinea Institute of Directors.
So I was actually quite encouraged when looking at the statistics, and whilst we are still tracking below the benchmark of the Pacific of women in leadership roles, it's actually the last 10 years has been quite a lot of progress, because we went from almost a ground zero to where we are right now in such a short period of time.
Despite the challenges still faced by PNG women seeking leadership roles, participants noted a shift within the business community.
What we're seeing is the leadership commitment has been there and is there, and that actually has been one of the biggest drivers for women to leadership positions. They've influenced strategy, they've influenced their organisational culture, and we are starting to see change in the organisational landscape.
I am very interested in the question of why women are flourishing in the private sector. And if you go back to look at patriarchy, women flourish and do all the work in the traditional context, but also these private sector can be safe places for women to really flourish.
Increasing the number of women in leadership roles in Papua New Guinea requires more women entering and remaining in the workforce.
If you're trying to build up a cadre of emerging women leaders, you need a critical mass. So it's not enough to just have one woman on a board, one woman as a CEO within an industry, just one woman in Parliament. It's very difficult to make a difference.
I have a strong view that unless we have quotas and work at that, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen through natural evolution. I think we all have to make a personal decision to participate in this.
Participants were asked to complete event place cards providing details about their commitment to diversity across 3 areas. 1. Tracking and reporting sex disaggregated data. 2. Opportunities for women to gain exposure to corporate governance and senior management. And 3. Leadership training and support. 18 organisations committed to doing more to support women into leadership roles. PSDI will continue to track changes in women's business leadership in the Pacific and publish the next edition of Leadership Matters in 2024. More information is available at the PSDI website.